Oh, I forgot to position my lights, but I think they're okay. Um, so we're going to get started, but just make sure that you are comfortably situated as I fix my lights here. All right. All right. So once you find a comfortable seat, or if you'd rather lie down, that's fine too. Just really make sure that you are comfortable, right? Sometimes it requires a little shift or a little movement or rearrangement. But just let yourself land the way you want to land. If you're seated, start to play with just sitting up tall, right? Resisting the urge to slouch, stacking shoulders over hips, elbows dangle underneath shoulders, hands rest heavy on the lap. Back of the neck is nice and long, right? At the top of the head presses up towards the sky, the sitting bones press down. So just gotta start to get a sense of, even in stillness, there are directions, right? There are motions, right? Your sitting bones pushed down, crown of the head lifting up, even though you're just still. Collarbones broad and relaxed. And in all that space, start to just notice your breath. You don't have to change it yet, just notice it. As you notice the breath, see if you can also just listen to the sounds around you. They will clue you into what it's like to be here now, what it sounds like at least. Then start to play with the breath, start to slow it down. Start to elongate and deepen the breath. Moving into your 3-part yogic breath, Dirga Pranayama, or sometimes we call it complete breath. So feeling the belly rise or expand rather as you inhale, then the ribs, then the chest. And when you deflate, feeling the chest deflate first, and then ribs, then belly. So just feeling this gentle wave through your body. Inhaling belly, ribs, and chest. Exhaling chest, ribs, belly. So find a rhythm that feels good for you, and let your mind just dive right into all the sensations. See if you can find what feels like the center of the breath, whatever that means. And then notice how the breath affects your front body. Feel it changing and shifting, moving and kind of pressing against your clothing. And then notice how the breath affects your back body. Your lungs and your ribs exist there too. We just tend to really think about breathing on the front body. And then notice the sidelines of your body, right and left. And feel how they are affected by your breathing. As you continue this slow, deep breath. And then let your mind encompass the entirety of your torso as it breathes, noticing that press out in all directions and that pulling in from all directions, right back to center. That's where you started. So noticing how you are sitting in stillness, but this is the movement of stillness. This is the somethingness of nothingness, right? You're essentially allowing yourself to do nothing and letting your mind notice the something of it. So take a few more slow, deep breaths, noticing the entirety of your torso breathing, your whole body sitting, all your senses noticing. When you're ready, let your body breathe itself. And just pause for a moment. Take in the effect of your practice so far. If it's comfortable, you can bring your hands into prayer position and just take a moment to create an intention for your yoga practice. And I haven't done this in a very long time. I'm not quite sure why, but let's send those intentions out into the world with the sound of Om. So you're welcome to just listen, but you can join if you feel comfortable in your space doing so. So we'll inhale all together. Ah. Om. Peace, peace, peace. You can bow your head to your heart, accept, embrace, take in your Om. Good. And then release your hands down. And we're going to start with the neck, but if you need to readjust your legs, you can do that now. And then once you're settled again, you can bring your chin to your chest. And as you inhale, just slowly roll your head to one side. Let's see if you can let go of the need for end range, meaning, and you're going to exhale, chin back to chest. So we're just going to do this half circle, side to side. So let go of the idea that you have to find a deep stretch here. What if it was just motion? You're rolling your head down, over to one side, back down again, and over to the other side. So what if for now you just find the path of least resistance? Just like a really easy motion, moving with your breath, inhaling to one side, exhaling down. And then once the neck and shoulders start to warm up a little bit, if you want to find a little bit of more stretch in there, maybe going a little further. But letting your mind stay with the sensation mostly. How does it feel? Right? How can I adjust this or back off? Or, I've been thinking about that a lot lately, that end range, why we put so much importance into it. The deepest version of our stretch. But what if we just moved and breathed? Good. And the next time your head is tipped to one side, just pause there and let gravity start to ease you into maybe a deeper stretch. You can back off. You can, it doesn't have to be huge. But as you do it, scan the muscles in your face. Can you let them soften and relax? Can you relax your shoulders? Can you deepen the breath? Good. And then bring your chin back down and make your way over to the other side. And pause there for a few breaths, maybe 2. Unless the other side had more. I wasn't particularly paying attention. I think that's my job, but I'll work on that. Whenever you're ready, you can bring your chin to your chest. Good. And you can bring your head back up. If you need to readjust the legs, you can. We're going to do a couple more things from here with the neck. So I like this one because it stretches the scaly. It gets into the muscles in the neck a little more, and I think into the jaw. So if you take your hands on your chest plate or just around your collarbones and just really gently like pull down just a little bit, right? So sitting up nice tall. You probably won't feel much when you're neutral, but then when you tip your head over to one side, that's going to change the stretch a little bit or a lot. So breathe here. Relax your jaw because it's going to pull on those muscles there. Good. And then slowly start to look down towards your shoulder. Hold it for a couple seconds. And then look forward and very slowly look up and hold. And just soften in. Good. And you can release your hands for a moment. Bring your chin to your chest. Good. You can blink your eyes and bring your gaze back up and then doing the other side. So that little pull down. You can tip your head over to the other side and breathe. So relax the jaw. This always takes me a bit to figure out how can I let those muscles go. Good. And then looking down towards the shoulder, hold that for a couple breaths. Or a couple seconds. A few seconds is what I said before, I think. And then look forward and up again. Yeah, and hold here. This might be different than the other side. Just find out if you need any adjustment, any rearranging. Go ahead, find neutral, release your hands, bring your chin to your chest. Good. And you can blink your eyes open, you can lift your gaze. Let's stretch the legs out. We were sitting for a while. So I always sit on like a pile of props. So get your props dismantled if you have to. Stretch your legs out and just however they need to move. I always do circles. So if that feels good, you can circle at the ankles. If you are doing that, just make sure you go in the other way. Both directions. Good. And then maybe we'll do that windshield wiper move side to side. Good. Pause there and bounce your knees. Good. And you can find stillness. I liked looking at the videos on that one, and your cameras were shaking. You're shaking the floor. All right. So if you bend your knees so the feet are on your sticky mat. If it's just, I think it just adds a little stick. So if you're like off on the carpet or wood floor, it's not going to be as good. So be on your sticky mat. You can have your hands on your knees and let your hands help you. Hold on, I'm a little tangled in my mic wire for a second here. We're gonna start in neutral so you can sit up nice and tall. I just want to take off a layer. It's really complicated. Sorry. All right, so sit up nice and neutral. You can let your hands help you do that. We're basically just going to do cat and cow. We'll do it normal, and then I'll add to it a little bit. And then exhale, tuck your tailbone, round your spine, roll your shoulders, tuck your chin. And then roll up to the tops of your sitting bones again as you arch your back. Exhale, round. So think of the whole spine and its chain reaction. So the moves first, or the pelvis moves first, and then feel that articulation of each vertebra moving after it, each vertebrae. Good. And then we'll add a little dynamic thing here. So I like to plug my heels in. I flex my feet, it's up to you, but I like to kind of pull my heels back towards my sitting bones. But also my sticky mat's really sticky. So if this works, great. If it doesn't, don't worry about it. But you want to use your belly strength to kind of find a nice, straight, tall spine, and bring your arms out like a cactus, the top of a cactus. So as you inhale, press your arms, open your heart a little bit. And as you exhale, bring your feet down or toes down, and you're just gonna like dive forward as you round forward, arms over the legs. And then flex your feet, pull the heels in, and we'll go back to where we were. So cactus arms, open the heart. It's a little silly, but exhale, dive. Bring your feet down and just kind of relax. So you relax on the round. You add a little tension on the arch. Good. Point your toes or bring your toes down, round your back, inhale, and you arch. So it's a little bit more strength than our typical cat and cow, at least on the arch. Good. And next time you're rounded, just pause there. Find something that would feel good to just drape over the legs. Maybe, I mean, obviously, the something is your torso. What I meant was find a good position for your legs. My brain's like half working today. Good. And then roll your way back up. Bring your hands behind you. It's up to you if you're up on your hands or if you're back on your arms. You choose. We're going to do some hip warm up. So knees bent, feet wide apart, and allow the knees to go side to side. I just realized how tight my hips were. Quad. I like this, especially when you're leaned back, you kind of become more aware of the quads a little bit. So keep breathing, slow, deep breath. Keep noticing all the little details. Good. And next time the knees are over there, if you're not already on your forearms, come back onto your forearm. Your right. The knees can go all the way over, and you're just gonna kind of be on your side a little bit. So bring your left arm along the side of the body, and as you inhale, bring it up towards your ear as you arch the back. So back to that like cat and cow move. And exhale, pull the belly into the spine. Bring the arm toward or to the leg. Look down towards your knee. And then inhale, extend. So arm along ear as you arch the back a little bit. Exhale, round. Arm down. So just keep moving and breathing. Good. And then come to just neutral. Like let your left hand go on the ground next to your right forearm. And you might need to like readjust, a little bit more to the right or left. It's up to you. And take your left leg and just kind of extend it out at an angle, like straighten it a little bit and then bend it. So keep your belly strong, kind of pressing into the forearm so your core is engaged and you're just extending your leg back at a diagonal and then bend your knee. Extend, inhale, exhale, bring it back. Good. So next time you've extended it, you can pause there. I like to curl the toes and like bring the heel up. And then I look down towards my forearm. So it kind of spins everything a little bit. The hip spins down towards the floor. I get a little stretch through the hip. And the left arm, it can do whatever it needs to do, right? You might have another idea. Your body might have another idea. I like the support, but that's up to you. Good. And then bend your left knee again. Sweep your left hand behind you as you bring your knees up. We'll come back to where you started. So forearms behind you. I know before I said it as a choice, but this time I'm just going to say, let's do forearms down behind you, knees bent, and let the knees go side to side. Good. And then note it, let your knees go to the left. Kind of situate yourself so you're on your left forearm. Kind of, you're going to use your belly strength. So instead of kind of hanging out into the ribs, you want your rib cage to be nice and strong, nice and parallel to the other one at least. Your right arm along the side of your right leg. And as you inhale, sweep it up to the ear as you arch your back a little bit. And then exhale, bring it down as you look down and around. So it's not as big of a cat and cow as we did before, but it's just playing with those movements a little bit. But you can engage your core so that you have that control and that protection of the back. Yeah. Good. And next time you're, actually, we didn't hold it, did we? You can bring it, you can release and bring your hands, sorry, to the ground. Engage your core, kind of pull the ribs up a little bit on the left side, hug the belly in, as you inhale, just kind of lengthen your leg back on a diagonal. And then bend your knee. Just watch out if you have any drinks around. I almost knocked over my water bottle, which is actually a good thing to knock over because it's closed. I have knocked over my water glass during our filming here. So you're going to straighten the leg back at a diagonal. For me, that's a pretty big stretch in the hip flexor. So you're just going to extend and bend. Extend and flex. Good. And if it feels good to hold it extended, you can pause, rearrange your foot however is necessary. Hug the belly in and then find what works. I like to look down and bring the ball of the foot to the ground, bring the heel up, and kind of get a little twist here. You could add your right arm, or if you feel like you need it for support, you could keep it down. But deepen the breath. But whenever you feel ready, you can bend your right. Bring both forearms behind you as the knees come up and let your knees go side to side. Good. And then from here, find your way back up. It's up to you if your knees are up straight or if your feet are together and your knees are bent, but you're going to have your hands somewhere on your legs for support and just start a little rotation with the torso. So just noticing how that feels. You can kind of send your belly and heart forward as you go forward and inhale. You can kind of round as you come back. Good. And then go the other way. And then come back through center and just give yourself a little rounded position. Knees can be out or up. It's up to you. But just find something. Is the low back. Good. And you can unfurl. Come back up to seated. Millie needs to get out of here. You go see Sean. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry. I was teaching at the co-op and somebody started using all dog commands that she knows I use. And I was like, oh yeah, you guys know all my dog commands. Oh, I just want to do one more thing from sitting. So make sure you're right on your sitting bones. You want to sit up nice and tall. You can have your hands on your knees for now, just to start to work the core. Hug the belly and lift your heart. You can bring your arms out parallel to the ground. Yeah, you're just gonna go like halfway, or maybe not even halfway. Using your belly strength, slowly roll down and then draw yourself back up. So use your belly more than your back. I mean, everything's going to be involved. My legs are involved, but make sure your belly is like consciously engaged. Slowly, slowly, slowly rolling halfway down, coming back up. So for me, the hardest part is continually like consciously engaging the belly because the other muscles will take over. And when that starts to take over, it means that you're starting to get tired. So you could always rest. You could always come out. Good. Next time you come halfway, just pause. Kind of check in. Make sure the belly's doing the work. The rib cage is pressing down. Good. And then come back up and just round over the legs. Take a little break. Good. And you can roll your way back up. Let's come up to standing. We'll work our way through some lungy things and work on the legs and also the hips. So if you know you need blocks for that, you can gather your blocks. I don't know which way I'm going to go yet, so I don't know where to put them, but I have two yoga mats. You have one, probably. It's probably a little easier. So just put them towards the front of your yoga mat. All right. But let's forget about them for a second. So bring your feet. Let's do standing swinging twist first. So bring your feet a little wider than side and just start to gently swing your arms around. Lift the heel you face away from. You're welcome to make this however it needs to be. And come back in. And then gradually come back to center. Bring your feet a little closer. Just take a moment, notice how you feel. All right. So you can keep your blocks close. You might want them, you might not. If you don't have them, don't worry about it. So find your mountain, feet hip distance, legs gently engaged, tailbone drops down, belly strong, heart is lifted, shoulders draw down the back, palms face forward. Press the top of your head up towards the sky. And I know we've all done mountain a lot. In my mind, I always go through them. So that's why I always verbalize it. All right, so when you're ready to inhale, float your arms out and up. Get really tall, reach up. And then exhale, hinge at your hips, strong legs, strong core, fold over the legs. And then inhale to a flat back. You're welcome to slide hands to shins or hands to blocks. Flatten out your back. And then exhale, bend your knees a bit, fold over the legs. And then inhale, another flat back, lengthen, legs, arms, spine. Yeah, exhale, fold. You can bend your knees, use blocks or tented fingers in line with your toes, left foot steps back lunge. Sorry, that was a lot of words. Good. And from here, let's just find out how stretchy or not stretchy the back of the foot and leg are. So we're just going to rock forward and back on the left foot. Good. And then pause. You kind of reach back through the heel. Right leg sinks down. Left thigh lifts up. Shoulders roll back. And breathe. Good. You can walk your hands or blocks back. Lengthen your leg. And just stretch the body over the leg. The right hip pulls back. Left hip pulls forward. And then bend your knee again, right back into your lunge. And from here, bring your hands and or blocks to the inside of the right leg and just inch your leg off to the that right line of your yoga mat. I like my blocks a little lower for this one. So you place your left hand either in a fist or flat on the floor on a block. And bring your right arm to your right hip. Find that nice long line. Heel to crown, inhale. And then exhale, start to twist your torso. The hips stay right where they are if they can. The right arm can come up if you want it to. And breathe. It's a little twisty lunge. So the arm doesn't have to be up. Any modification is fine. But see if you can keep your hips square, just like you were not twisted, right? If you were in a lunge without the twist. It's a little tricky. Good. And then bring your arm down and kind of unwind a little bit. So bring your foot back to center-ish. Bring your hands. You're going to come back into your lunge. And walk your way up. I need a little break. So I'm going to straighten my leg. When it comes to standing, straighten my leg. You can step your back heel down at an ankle or hover it back. It's up to you. Whatever works for our lunge or our warrior one. So you can bend your right knee, the belly into the spine, lift your heart. Inclined, you can bring the arms up. If bringing the arms up meant you just like arch the low back, maybe bring them into cactus. Then work on hugging the belly into the spine, opening the heart without overarching the back. So keep breathing. Find out what you need. I think my back needs my arms in cactus today. So it's just like finding out what works for you. So keep breathing. When you're ready, let your arms start to drift down, start to hinge forward, back towards your lunge. Step your back foot up to meet your front foot, standing forward fold. And we're going to reverse. Your legs are going to do all the work. Inhale, arms out and up. Come to stand. Just pause for a moment before we switch sides. Just kind of find out how you feel after doing the right side. Your breath, your temperature. And we'll do the other side. So find mountain. Inhale, float your arms out and up. On an exhale, strong core, hinge at your hips, swan dive. Inhale to a flat back, hands to shins or blocks. Exhale, fold. So using your breath to kind of articulate the spine into that nice straight spine. And then fold, and we'll do lunge. So bend your knees, tent your fingers. This time the right foot steps back, lunge. So first we'll just warm up or kind of stretch in and out. So you're just gonna rock forward and back on the right foot. Good, and then pause, kind of pressing back through the heel, left thigh sinks down, right thigh lifts up, shoulders roll back. So use your core muscles here too. Bring the hands on the inside of the leg as you inch your foot out to the left side. And you can lower your blocks or do whatever you need here. The left hand comes to your left hip. Just kind of be aware of where it is in space. Lengthen the spine and then twist. So trying to keep the hip right where it is. If the left arm wants to be involved, it can be involved. Yeah, so keep your belly in, keep your heart open, keep breathing. Legs are strong. Good, and on exhale, you can unwind, come back into your lunge. Kind of inch your foot back to center, come to blocks if you want. Knee bent, I think I forgot this one before. You're gonna straighten your leg. Gently hug the left hip back as the right hip hugs forward. Taking a little break and then bend your knee. We'll come up into warrior one. So, but we'll take a little break first. So you can always sink the back heel down at an angle, just straighten your front leg. And then when you're ready, maybe it's just me that needs a break. I don't know. You can bend your knee, hug the belly into the spine, bring your arms up, find out how your back feels about that. And maybe, I know I liked it better with arms like a goalpost on the other side. So just find out what you need on this side. Keep breathing. So really strong from the waist down. Can you be a little more light from the waist up? Core engaged, heart open. Takes a lot of balance, takes a lot of focus. Good. And when you're ready, you can release the arms down, fold over the legs. And from here, if you would like, I don't always teach it, I don't usually teach it, but let's plant the hands and step the left foot back into downward facing dog. If you'd rather do something else, please do something else. But I like to bend the knees and then work on just stretching the hips away from the hands. And then from here, maybe coming up to the balls of the feet and pedaling the feet, reaching one heel down as the other one comes up. I think the reason I don't teach it in virtually is because I can't see you, but I've worked with you guys before. Yeah, so find a version of down dog that feels good. Keep breathing. And when you're ready, you can step your feet to your hands. Forward fold. Take a deep breath in and just sigh it out through the mouth. One more time. Deep breath in, sigh it out. Good. And preparing to reverse swan dive, bend the knees. Inhale, arms out to the sides and all the way up overhead. Exhale, hands to the heart. Maybe resting your hands on your heart, palms on your heart. Just how you feel. Notice the effect of your practice so far. Good. From here, you can release your hand. I'm laughing because my cat is outside and I can tell that she's on the air conditioner because I can hear it creaking. When she's ready to come in, she sits on the air conditioner. But she'll be fine. All right. So find your mountain, find your balance. Right? Feel your feet anchored into the space that you're standing on, right into the center of the earth, even like you're a tree, like you have roots growing down and out. Yeah, engage your belly, lift your heart. Let's see. And from here, shift your weight over to your left foot. And just start to play with lifting your right leg off. Doesn't matter what you do with it. You can always bring it back down for a moment. Good. And then eventually hug the belly in, bring your knee up, maybe 90-degree angle, and just pause. If you need a little extra support, maybe hands on knees. Oh, sorry, these are hips, hands on hips. Good. And then if you want a little extra, bring your right hand to the inside of the right knee, point your toes, and bring the knee out to the side. So keep your belly strong. I know this one's deceptively challenging. And then maybe the left arm extends. And I'm going to add one more challenge. Try a smile. You can look over your left shoulder. This is hard because it changes your whole visual field, but just try to find something to look at. Keep breathing. Keep strong. And whenever you're ready, you bring everything back to center. We aim for graceful. It doesn't always work out that way. We aim for graceful not because it's a dance class, but because the opposite of that might be hurting yourself. So that's all. All right. Let's do the other side. We did left foot, correct? Yeah, let's do. So find balance on 2 feet first. You are grounded, you are strong, you've got this. Shift your weight to your right foot. Start to play. I like to bring the leg up and then bring it down just to kind of find out what it took, what went off center, what needs to sort of be focused on. Oh, it's helpful if you keep your eyes focused on something. Good. And then bring your knee up, bent, pause, use a lot of belly strength. like really consciously engaging the belly. Good. You can bring your right hand to your hip. That's probably a little easier. Bring the left hand to the inside of the left knee and draw it out to the side. Little, little hip opening, but with a whole core strength. I think you could also let your right arm go free if you want. You can look over your right shoulder if you want. Remember, you're not being graded. It's no big deal. Keep breathing. Strong core, open heart, relaxed shoulders. And whenever you've had enough, to center, release your limbs. Oh, shake it out. Okay, we're going to come to the yoga mat. If you want to get there via down dog, you can do that. Or if you just want to get there another way, you can get there another way. We'll kind of meet there in a moment. So just take a moment to do what you got to do. If you need another stretch, or I don't know, maybe you want to do chaturanga push-ups, whatever you need. But eventually find your way to your belly. And when you get there, turn your head to one side and just rest. You can bend your knees and let your feet go side to side. Turn your head the other way. Good. And then release your legs back behind you. Let's see. Bring your hands under the shoulders. Curl your chin or your forehead can go on the yoga mat. Curl your toes under and just kind of assume your mountain pose, right? So imagine your feet were pressing into the floor. The legs are gently engaged, but not hyperextended. The pelvis, you want it to be neutral. So you're going to push your pelvis towards the ground a little bit, kind of tucking your tailbone. Hug the belly in, elongate through the spine, soften the shoulders or slide your shoulders just a little bit down towards your hips and extend through the top of your head. So you're going to keep this nice, strong engagement. You can uncurl your toes. And on your inhale, you're going to lengthen through your spine. Use your belly strength to lift up. Doesn't matter how far. And then exhale, keep lengthening lower down. Inhale, lengthen back through your toes, strong core, lift up. Exhale down. Good. So keep your belly engaged. Lift up. This time, just hold it and take your arms. Start to extend them back one at a time, palms down. Keep your belly strong. Then press back through your feet. I know we're doing this a different way than I usually do it. And then lift your legs. So everything's lengthened. It's not really about lifting, more about lengthening. Keep breathing. Strong core. Neck is as relaxed as it can be. And when you're done, find your way down. Maybe rock your hips side to side. Turn your head the other way. Bend your knees. Let your feet go side to side. Good. And you can release your legs back. If child's pose would feel really good too, you can stretch back into child's pose. If not, you could come onto your side into a fetal position. And just kind of curl up into a little ball, however it makes sense for your joints to do that. And then from whichever position you're in, you can find your way back up to seated, legs out in front. Good. And we'll revisit something we did before. So hands behind you, feet wide, knees bent, and let them go side to side a few times. I don't know about you, but it feels way different to me than when we did this before. Great. And then let your knees go over to the right. Readjust. Get nice and tall. Find your way into a little bit of a twist, nothing major. And look over your right shoulder. Good. And then walk yourself back just as far as the right knee. You can always move it a little bit more to be centered in your yoga mat. We're going to do either pigeon or almost pigeon. So I like to do almost pigeon. So I kind of center my hands around the knee. I put my knee right in the middle of my yoga mat. And I can send the left knee a little further, keep it bent. So we're kind of getting that stretch in the hip flexor through the low back a little bit. Or you can flatten the leg out. So the top of the leg is on the ground. You can put the top of your foot on the ground. So in pigeon, we would kind of square the hips. So it's a little bit different. So you're welcome to be in a more true pigeon. I find it's too much on my hips these days. And then you can lower yourself down. So almost pigeon or full pigeon, that's up to you. Take a few slow, deep breaths. Maybe you're propped up on forearms or pillows or a blanket, or maybe you just lay flat down. Take another breath or two. You can start to walk your way back up. And start to shift your weight over to your right hip if you're not already. Bend your back knee, hands behind you, and then you go side to side. So we start facing the long edge of the yoga mat, and then we're going to kind of rearrange. So we're doing pigeon, kind of in the opposite direction. All right, so the knees go to the left. You can start with a little twist. So just lengthening your spine, walking yourself into a little bit of a twist here, looking over left shoulder and breathe. Shoulders slide down the back. And then gently unwind. You can always reposition your knees. I like to kind of center my knee here on the yoga mat. And then we can do almost pigeon. You can send the right knee bent a little further back, or you can straighten it. Now, my body's a little different on this side. Sometimes I can do full pigeon on this side where I don't do it on the other side. So find out, do you want to be in a full pigeon with your hips kind of squared and then you lay down? Or do you want to kind of keep your weight shifted over to the left knee, maybe even the back knee bent? So find out what works for you. Fold over the legs and just rest. And you could always do both. I mean, you could do a few breaths in one, a few breaths in the other, really finding out which one works best. Taking another breath or two here. When you're ready, if you're in full pigeon, shift your weight to your left hip. You can bend your back knee again, your right knee, kind of lifting up. Hands swing behind you and let the knees go side to side one more time. Good. All right. So find your way. So you're lengthways on your mat, and I just need time. Oh, all right. Find your way onto your back. When you get there, it might feel good to hug. Hug your knees in, hold the knees or wrap your arms, and gently rock side to side. Good, and then find stillness. Let your feet touch the floor. So with your arms along the sides of your body, take a breath in, kind of feel your back nice and neutral. Your low back might not even be touching the yoga mat. And as you exhale, hug your belly into the spine, kind of flatten your back out, right? Imprint the back on the yoga mat. And then inhale, let everything relax. Exhale, same thing. Hug the belly into the spine, imprint the back on the yoga mat. Relax your shoulders. For me, that's the hardest part, is relaxing the shoulders. And then inhale, relax. Exhale, hug and hold. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug and hold. This time, keep the back imprinted. Keep breathing. Good. Bring one leg up at a 90-degree angle with toes pointed. Keep the belly hugged into the spine, and then the other leg up, 90-degree angle. So tabletop, just in a different direction than how we did it before. And just hold. If it's too much, bring the knees closer to your shoulders. If it's too easy, bring your knees slightly further away. And just hold. Just keep hugging the belly into the spine, imprinting your back on the yoga mat. Keep breathing. Relax the shoulders. Keep breathing. Keep holding. Good. And when you're ready, you can bring the knees in, give yourself a little hug. I love how like deceptively easy that is. And then as you hold it, it gets harder and harder. Good. And find center. Bring the feet to the floor, ankles underneath knees, arms along the sides of the body, shoulders tucked under just a little bit. We'll do a little bridge. But let's use our arm strength a little more strong today. So take a breath in, and as you exhale, you're gonna tuck your tailbone and kind of peel up your spine, one bone at a time. Press into your arms, use your glutes. Yeah, lift up. And instead of being in a back bend, can you keep your belly strong? And keep your rib cage kind of pushed down towards your hips. So you're stretching the hip flexors, and breathe. Pressing down through the arms. Good. And then slowly roll down, one bone at a time. Give yourself a little moment here. Good. And then we'll do it again. So press into the arms, tuck the tailbone first. Use your legs and glutes, lift up. Open the heart, but not a huge back bend. Keep kind of pressing the ribs down, engaging your belly and the glutes, pressing down through the arms. A little more engaged than I usually instruct it. So keep breathing. Can you soften the shoulders, maybe the neck, the face? What can soften? Good. And then gently release. And let your back just flatten for a moment. Resist the urge to bring the knees in just yet. Just flatten. And actually, my favorite kind of release here is to extend the legs long, feet on the ground. It works best if your heels are on your sticky mat. Mine currently are not, so I'm going to inch around here. There we go. Maybe the arms go overhead. I don't have room. Oh, I do have room for that. All right. And then take your feet, kind of sinking your heels into the mat and just alternate point and flex. So the one comes towards you, the other one goes away, and switch. I always find it's a really nice little stretch through the abdomen and the hips. So keep kind of hugging the belly down just like a tiny bit. So if you feel that stretch, hi, Millie. And if it works for you, great. If it doesn't, lately I really like this one. Yeah, that's it. Just kind of pedaling the feet. Release your arms. Now you can draw your knees in and give yourself a hug. Maybe a little rock side to side. Millie, you're blocking my stuff here. All right. All right. So let's do a twist. So you can bring your knees bent, feet to the floor, arms wide. You can scoot your hips a little right of center. The knees, they can come in or they can stay put. You're going to bring them over to the left as you turn your head to the right. So find a twist that makes sense for you. Lately, my back does not love a deep twist, so I modify. I keep my right knee lifted or I use props. So do whatever you need. Make this work for you. Deepen the breath. If on every exhale you can invite yourself to just rest and relax a touch more. Good. And when you're ready, you can start to unwind. Squaring your hips, giving your back a moment. And when you're ready, the hips can go a little left of center and the knees can come in and over to the right. Your head can look left. So you can always make this less, right? You don't have to stay in it as long. You can modify it. But take a few slow, deep breaths and see if you can settle. If settling means there's pain on the other side, then please unwind. Good. And when you're ready, you can unwind. Take your time. Square your hips. And from here, the practice is yours. So take the next minute or two or three to finish your movements. If you need anything else, another stretch, strengthen, anything you need. After that, we'll do relaxation. So take your time. All right, so whenever you feel ready to set yourself up for relaxation, you can do that. Just make sure that you are warm enough, that you are comfortable. And once you are situated, begin your relaxation with deep breaths. Returning to that practice, that slow, deep breath. I feel like it's always a good opportunity to practice deep breathing. It's so good for us. I feel like the longer I can practice slow, deep breath during my day, the less likely I am to be stressed or anxious, so it's a good preventative measure. So just taking this opportunity to embrace and practice this breathing practice. Slow, deep breath. Trying not to overthink it, just breathing. And notice how as you breathe deeply for another minute or so, watch as the body starts to settle into the ground. Watch as the mind starts to settle into the body. Everything becoming more integrated, more harmonious, right? Mind, body, spirit. Until eventually you feel ready to let the body breathe itself. And you can just drift drift your way into relaxation, into ease and peace and letting go. Now, if you feel ready to return, you can begin to deepen your breath. You can begin to move fingers and toes. You can start to stretch or yawn. Any little movements are welcome. And eventually letting those movements get bigger, and you could hug your knees into your chest, giving yourself a big hug, sending yourself some gratitude for making time for you today. And then eventually you can make your way back up to seated, and just taking a moment to notice how you feel. And because I started our class with an Om, I want to end that way too. I always love feeling like kind of noticing how like shaky and uneven my Om is at the beginning of practice and how different it is at the end. So once you're in your sitting position, just take a moment to really notice how you're doing. And if it's comfortable, you can bring hands into prayer position. And if you'd like to join, great. If you'd rather just listen, you can just listen. I'll practice an Om with you or together. So take a breath in. Om Shanti Shanti, peace. Peace, peace, peace. You can bow your head to your heart, honor your true self, your true light. Jai Bhagwan, I honor the light within. Namaste. When you feel ready, you can lift your gaze. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'm going to turn the recording off.